Well, howdy, welcome back to Passpartout. I feel like every time I say his name, it's always incorrect. Passpartout, something like that. We took a break last week because I didn't feel like drawing, and honestly, I still kind of don't really feel like doing this, but I worry that if I take too long of a break from it, I'm never gonna come back to it, and I think I should make more progress in this. We last left off. I actually don't know why we're in the studio. I thought we had left off somewhere up top. Oh, I know what. It was to look at the art book to get the pictures that I had painted, which were like the sword and the flag. Was that the last episode? The flag was the last episode? I guess it was. Anyway, we've unlocked some areas. We unlocked here and we unlocked somewhere over there. There's like a castle and Marie Antoinette or something is over there. But the last thing we had done before we took a break was we had gotten a car. Specifically a model car. Yes, here it is. And I think we're just gonna make any story progress and just keep at it. I originally said that I wanted to do like a filler episode where I just draw things and sell them for money. But I'm gonna wait until I'm more poor before doing that. Hopefully this episode goes a little bit more smoother. I'm going to hopefully not ramble too much, so it makes it easier for me when editing. But if it ends up happening, well, F my life, huh? So we have a car. I don't know what to do. I didn't think this through. I didn't have a plan. I think I might have had a plan, but now I definitely don't have a plan. The past like 2 weeks or so when I haven't been playing this, drawing has been kind of like on the back burner. I've been like doodling here and there and doing whatever, but like not really as much as I typically would, just because I haven't been motivated, and I've also been like more preoccupied with like playing video games. Now technically this is a video game. I've been more preoccupied with playing video games that don't require me to draw. I had recently beat Portal for the first time ever, and also Portal 2 for the first time ever. I had expected to fully get stuck in Portal when I initially thought about playing it, and I thought it would take me a long time to beat it. So I had foolishly made a poll on Twitter that lasted for 3 days, thinking that it would take me more than 3 days to beat the game. I did not know what to expect, and I beat the game in 2 hours, and I was like, oh, this game is not as hard as I thought it was. Portal 2 though. Portal 2 definitely took a lot longer, but I think that's to be expected, right? It had a lot more story to it, and there's a lot more puzzles and stuff, and it was a lot of fun. Except for like one puzzle that really had me stumped. It was still overall pretty nice, and I got to play it all without looking up answers on how to beat certain puzzles. The only thing I regret was not saving the companion queue because I didn't know how to do it. But it's okay. It was a good game. I can see why people liked it back when it came out like 10 years ago, or however long it came. I don't know where in the speed up at this point when I'm painting, but I'm literally drawing a blank on what to do with this car. It's kind of hard to paint. You can't like zoom in on it to get into the edges perfectly. So I'm kind of just like going with the emotions of painting it one solid color and then fumbling with another solid color. But I don't know if I had mentioned it on here during the series at all, but I've been trying to make an effort to like play through the games that I have on Steam. At least like play through them once, if not like to beat, then to play it to like a good chunk of it, or play it to like at least a point where I feel satisfied to like leave it be kind of thing. That would be like why I played Portal and Portal 2, and I've been playing like other games on my list. I just realized because this car model is so small, I can't really draw people on it, huh? I can't make one of those cars that have like those anime girls on the side. Bummer. A more recent game that I had played yesterday. This won't affect the viewing as much really, but my tablet pen is not calibrated correctly, so it's kind of off where the actual dot is, so there's gonna be a lot of mistakes probably, but we're just gonna do whatever. A game that I had started playing yesterday that I had been wanting to give a shot for a while is a game called Braid. It's like a puzzle platforming type of game. It's a pretty old game. It's an old game. It's definitely an old game because they expect me to use the arrow keys to move, And despite on Steam saying it has controller support, I couldn't play it on my controller. So that was very upsetting having to use. Well, you could use the WASD keys, but like the directions had told you to use the arrow key. So I'm like, oh, this game is old. This game is old. And I gotta say, it's pretty difficult. It's definitely harder than Portal. And the game involves like time traveling, and my brain isn't smart enough to handle that sort of thinking. So there was a lot of trial and erroring, just like I kept constantly traveling back in time to do certain things. And one of the premises of the games is that you're collecting puzzle pieces to build like a puzzle within each world. And not being able to collect certain puzzle pieces because I don't know how to get to them because they're out of reach, stresses me out immensely. I don't know, I kind of don't want to go back to the game. I want to see how the story plays out a little because I'm curious about it, but the game is hard. I might just have to resort to maybe looking up a walkthrough to figure out how to get the puzzle pieces. I'm not above cheating or looking up for help. Frankly, I don't have time to be playing around. Well, I do have time, but I don't want to spend my time playing around and trying to figure out a game like Braid. I know this is gonna sound weird to say, but I'm a relatively new gamer in that like I didn't really get into games until like a couple of years ago. Despite being as old as I am, which if you know, you know. But even though I knew about video games at a young age, I was never really the type to play it. I was always the type to like watch people play it because I myself was never good at them. I always had this fear of like losing and dying in games. So even when I did play any sort of game back when I was younger, which like if we take Professor Layton for example, instead of trying to like guess and solve puzzles that are too difficult and like losing hint coins or picarats at the time, which was like money in the game, I just looked up the answers and then like I 100%ed the game and getting all the hint coins and everything by cheating my way through it. But now I'm like, I don't give a shit. If I die, I die. Well, you don't die in Professor Layton, but like I mean in general in other games, like back then I never wanted to die in games. So I always played it as easy as possible, and now I'm just like, I don't care if I lose or die. I gotta say, man, I said it before and I'll say it again, painting this card is very difficult. I also still have no idea what I'm doing. If I was cultured, I would be drawing Lightning McQueen, but I have never watched Cars before, and I'll be honest when I say I have no intentions of ever watching that movie. So, shit out of luck, Lightning McQueen and Gator Mater, or whatever his name is, Mater. Those are the only two cards I know. I don't know anything else. I don't even know what the movie's about. I might have, actually, I have a vague memory of, it must have been at my cousin's house, where we were just letting movies play on the TV while people were just hanging out and talking, whatever. I think I might have seen the beginning of Cars. Like, wasn't Lightning McQueen, like, racing, and he was, like, at the top of the game or whatever, the racing, and then, like, some blue car shows up to, like, overtake his top spot. Am I imagining that? Did I dream that? Dude, this car is fucking trash. I have literally zero idea what I'm doing here. I'm just throwing things at it to see what sticks, and as far as I'm concerned, nothing is sticking. Like, this car has two sets of eyes, one in the front and one in the back. The back kind of looks like a pig. It's kind of cute, but it doesn't make any sense given that this car is like nothing. And then I just start splashing paint everywhere. There's no coherent message to this thing. I don't know what I was trying to do, and I kind of wish I didn't do it, but I have done it. I'm just gonna draw some more random lines and then we're gonna call it, because I don't want to stay on this car anymore. I kind of don't want to see it anymore. I'm done with this. I also had the thought of, if I don't know if there was like a limit on the colors that they expected me to keep, because this is going to be a car. Chop chop, the car design, is it done? I forgot that I talked for this, but... Team, get this to the marketing department at once. Next time I blink, there better be an advertisement board of this cash cow. For your compensation, 1,000 euros. I trust you'll find it more than fair. Apparently she liked it. The marketing team's already done. I'm truly surrounded by the best. Now, if you'll excuse me. Please, no. The bull beetle. For people with common sense, no. People with common sense would not be buying this car. People with common sense would know better. That car is not a good looking car. It is simply atrocious. It looks kind of cute from the back, but from the front, it really ain't good. It ain't there. It ain't great. I kind of wish I didn't. Anyway, we're gonna move on to the next thing. Is there any ongoing quest? I need a small loan, then I can impress her. Forgive me if I don't feel like putting on the really shitty French accent that I typically do. I don't feel like voice acting. Yes, I'm an entrepreneur like my mummy. A good one? Once I made a great deal. The following investments didn't pan out though. I'm happy we got an artist in town again. It's been a pain finding good designers. I don't know why, but for some reason artists kind of slowly vanished a while back. Oh. Who told you that? That was bad luck. Blah 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 blah. Okay, I thought he was actually gonna ask me for money, and I was like, your mom just gave me money, but I guess I can give you some money. I am so sorry to the people that are buying this car. There's like an artistic flair to it, but man, it is so incoherent. And I'm gonna continue saying that. I could fake it and be like, this is definitely what I intended. Oh, our old landlord has a job for us. Perhaps you're the talent I need. What do you want? Time for old Bobby to embark on a new venture. I'm sure I have a safe bet going. I just need a good product designer. It seems like you've done a good job so far. If you could help me, I could pay you 750 euro. Sure. Make an appealing design for this paper shredder. It's a heavy-duty paper shredding machine. It needs to be a machine people feel they can trust. Paper shredding machine. This is a... Who's out here buying a paper shredder thinking that it needs to be designed? Oh, I guess now they've unlocked the 3D items, which I had noticed. I did. At one point, I said something about needing to calibrate. It's not my calibration that's the issue. Oh, wait. Is it okay here? Oh, I guess it's okay here. But on the car before, even though everything else, it was clearly pointed correctly when I was, like, touching the menus and everything. Once I was painting on the car, it was, like, completely off. So, like, the pointer would be here, but my pen was actually down here. And that was very annoying to deal with. That's also why I didn't want to paint that car anymore. I got tired of having to adjust for that. Anyway, a paper shredder? Where do you shred the paper? Oh, from the top. It looked like a shed for a second. It looks like one of those, like, you know how kids have those make-believe toys? Not make-believe toys, but like, you have those, like smaller version of, like, adult stuff. Like a kitchen set and, like the tool sets and stuff. This looks like something that would be, like, for, like, a kid, like a shed. Like, you would put, like, your things that you don't take out unless it's, like, the holidays or something. Or, like, once in a while things. Anyway, that was a long-winded way of saying this looks like a kid's toy. But it's a shredder. Well, I wanted to do something on the head. The top part. But it doesn't really let me go do, like, a top-down view. Which is kind of a shame. So we're just going to focus on the sides, I guess? Actually, looking at this little paper shredder. And how I mentioned that it looked kind of like a shed. It reminds you of the shed that my cousin has at his house. And it makes me think about his kid. His little niece, or his daughter, which is like my niece. I don't know what the correct term is for her because she is my cousin's kid. Either way, she's become very close with me whenever I see her, so she's always wanted to hang out with me because I think I just give her the most attention out of everyone in terms of like my family. So I have to spend every waking hour with her when I go visit them, which in some ways I'm okay with because like I like hanging out with her because she's like cool and everything, and I have like a personal attachment to her because we both share the same birthday. But something about hanging out with kids constantly is incredibly exhausting, and I do not know how parents do it because they have to be with their kid all the time because they gave birth to them. I didn't give birth to them, and having to spend all my time with them, keeping them occupied, making sure they're doing things that they should be doing, or like telling them off when they're doing things that they shouldn't be doing and stuff like that. I can't doing that all the time until they're like grown enough to think for themselves. No energy for that. I don't have energy to take care of myself, but I'm supposed to take care of a child. Well, I mean, that's why I don't have kids, I guess, and that's why I don't plan on having kids, much to the dismay of my mother, I'm sure. You know, I just had a thought. I can probably look it up myself if I'm really that curious, but like I wonder if there's people that have played this game or are playing this game that aren't artists. Like they aren't familiar with like painting and like drawing and stuff like that. Would a non-artist play this game? Because the whole charm of this game is that you can paint what you want, right? How do non-artists think when it comes to like art games? I wonder. Non-artists out there? You want to chime in? Would you play this game, being a non-artist? Would there be a reason for you to play? This is like taking like supporting small devs and like supporting your whoever out of the equation. Like, would you just play this game on your own without any expectations like, especially given that there's so many other different games that you could be playing that you are experienced with or familiar with? would you opt to play a painting game like this? Also, apologies if I sound really like mumbly and low energy. It's because I am. It's because I am. And there you have it. Does it look like, does this look like a paper shredder to you? Let's do a tour. Okay, first we have this side here that has a cow and a chick, right? And the top says shred cheese. We turn over this side and we have a horse and a flamingo. And then we go over further and we see Santa Claus next to his house barn. I don't know how to draw barns. And then we have a shrimp. I also forgot how to draw shrimps. And we have a sun. And then on this side it says no paper allowed. I hope that makes sense. And I hope you buy this product. I think this episode is just going to be titled I don't know what I'm doing. Because I really don't have any inspiration. And I'm kind of like just throwing whatever. Like there's no thought going through my mind other than I just need to put something down. Here. Such a trusty design. Even I want one. See? The great thing about this game is that you can draw the most stupidest thing and as long as there's colors on it, they'll love it. They'll eat it up. Good job, buddy. I prepared a billboard. Oh, fuck. I just need you to make it pop. I'll hang tight here with your payment until it's complete. The billboard is next to Belforte's investment house. Go and make it pop. I have to make a billboard for this shredder? Wait, I have to make it? Can't you just do it how they did with the car where they just pasted it on there? Oh, there it is. Why can't... Maybe we should just leave it as that? Can we just leave it at that? I don't know. This looks like pretty good to me. You want me to paint the billboard? Like, what... Do I have to avoid the shredder? No, the shredder's okay. Okay, if you say so. I didn't realize... Oh! Okay, I don't go over the text. I thought I was going to be able to put down my own text. Oops, sorry, I hit the mic. This is not going to be time consuming. We're just going to make it very simple. We're making it very simple. Very, very simple. We'll just use bright colors so that they'll think a lot of work was put into it, alright? We'll use our good old trusty paint thrower, put in a lot of different colors. Just a lot. I don't know why it's only green and purple. This is like there's a type of pandan coconut flavor thing that I once had as an ice cream. It looks like that. I keep choosing the same colors. Okay, we're just gonna throw a lot of colors in. There's a lot of colors in. Oops, that's too dark. A lot of colors. A lot of colors in. We're a lot of colors in. Okay, okay, and then we're gonna do one thing. I'm gonna do one thing. Ready? Oop! I almost spelled paper wrong. We're done. Can you read that here? I'll also make sure to do this so that you can really see it. It says heavy duty shredder. No paper allowed. Looks pretty good to me. Hey. Hey, I did your billboard. Thanks for giving me free reign on how to do it, huh? What do you think? Lots of colors. The posters are done. You think it'll sell? A sturdy message for all to feel comforted by. Well done. Here's the €750. Pleasure doing business. I guess I'm in no rush to do the filler episode anytime soon because I'm almost back to 10k. Even after that theater kid stole all my money. But we did it. No paper allowed. You sell a paper shredder that can't even shred paper. Or doesn't allow you to shred paper. Alright, so what's next? I can maybe fit in one more before I completely lose all will to draw anymore. Oh wait. Steve Urkel has something. Oh, you're that artist people are chattering about. I got a job for you. What you want? Mommy gave me a small loan to start a business. I got just this disrupting idea that'll take this town by storm. T-shirts with prints. But not just any t-shirts, or not just any prints, fancy artist prints. That's where you come in. Design a cool t-shirt for me and I'll make it worth your time, okay? Cool. I feel like I'd be so honored if like a company had asked me to make a t-shirt for them. I'm a big fan of hang on, before I go into my story or like talking thing. This t-shirt looks so stiff and so itchy. Let's do it. I've always wanted to design a t-shirt. I don't think I'm gonna put too much effort into this, but let me think about it real quick though. When I was like younger, and even now technically, well not really now, but like when I was younger, I've always liked look at t-shirt designs and wonder like it's so simple, it seems like so feasible to do. How can I make a t-shirt design and have it sold in stores? And you probably need to have connections and luck and talent in order to really do that, because there's meanings to like simple designs and all that stuff that people would typically try to tell you. It's probably all nonsense because all art is like subjective. So you could just say whatever, and as long as you say this is my meaning behind it, people will eat it up and, you know, you will be validated for it. Some stuff is like not obnoxious. Some stuff is like really just like, alright, you're pulling it out of your ass to make yourself seem better than you actually are. And some actually have real like meanings behind it. It's just in the end always depends on how you choose to interpret it. I am trying to look up a reference image of a thing and I just lost it. Why did I do that to myself? I've been rereading Chainsaw Man because initially when I was reading the manga, I was kind of like skimming it because I didn't know what to expect and I wasn't sure I was even going to like it. And I was surprised that I hung out onto it for as long as I did, given that I don't really like Denji, the main character. He's like very simple-minded, but it's simple-minded in a way that I kind of just like, I'm just like about, because you have characters like Yuji Itadori from Jujutsu Kaisen who's also simple-minded, but he's like, I find him to be better than Denji. I think maybe because Denji is kind of a degenerate. I think that puts me off a little bit because I'd rather he be simple-minded but like kind of like pure in a way, kind of like, you know how Luffy is, where he's like really dumb but he also doesn't like go around being like boobies hee hee boobies. I think that's what puts me off about Denji. And Denji's very much like he's lived a tough life. By no means am I like saying he deserves like all the harm that he's gotten in life and all the hardships and stuff. Like he deserves to live a nice normal life as a teenage boy would do. But it's his type of character is not like for me. But that doesn't negate the fact that the story, for the most part, has been like really solid, and the characters around Denji have been pretty solid. My favorite characters are Aki and the Angel Devil, for no particular reason other than they're good looking guys. That's it, that's the only reason. But the characters are like really cool. The story is cool enough. I can't remember fully what happens, like where the story is at currently. I kind of like started skimming it after a certain event happened and it went to the next arc. So I don't really fully remember how it got to it or what's happened. And that's why I'm currently in the middle of rereading it, because right now I'm trying to like soak it all in and like properly take in what I'm reading, kind of thing. Kind of like how I did with Naruto, where I reread everything. It's interesting because the story on the surface doesn't sound like something I'd be interested in, and I was very much put off by like the art and the gore of it all. When I say art, I mean the gore part. That's usually not my thing, but I think like seeing the type of character like Makima, how she was portraying herself, or how she was portraying herself in the beginning, and how she portrayed herself like throughout the story. I was very intrigued to see where it was going, and then seeing all the other characters and then seeing how the story was panning out and all that stuff. It was like, wow. Before I knew it, I was like crying over things, you know. It's like solid. It's not a favorite. It's solid. It must be solid enough because I have, well, I won't say what it is, but I have a fan art merch of a character attached to my backpack. Though, in my defense, I didn't buy it. My brother got it and he gave it to me because he didn't know what it was. But I still decided to put it on my backpack because I thought it was cool. But yeah, reading manga is so cool. Reading manga is so cool, and I'm so glad that I can just read it on my phone, legally of course. I say that, but like honestly I'm still pretty peeved that like Viz seems to have completely abandoned iShield 21 and won't release it anywhere digitally. Like why? Give me iShield 21. Give me iShield 21. I can't even get it on Kindle. I can't get it as a digital form legally anywhere. How am I supposed to read iShield 21? You expect me to buy like 30 manga volumes of it in paperback? If I had that money, I would do it, but I don't have that money. Well, I do have that money technically, but I don't have the space for it, and it's just a waste of money. I want to read it legally. Let me support you, Viz. Bring iShield to the Viz app, please. I just want to be able to read my favorite sports manga of all time. I'll probably just call it here. This wasn't what I was planning on drawing Pochita, for the shirt. But I think my initial plan was making him really small in the corner. But I forgot to take into consideration that drawing small things in this game is very difficult because you can't really you can't really zoom in or anything. Pardon me, I'm just gonna color in the sleeve so that there's more colors to this than just a plain white tee. I also don't really remember any more memorable things from Pochita, especially because they don't talk that much from what I remember. The line that I wrote, the quote here, is something that he says in the first chapter, I believe. So it's a little bit spoilers, but at the same time, it's not really that big spoilers. I feel like if you were into Chainsaw Man, you would have known about it. I just want to finish off the sleeves. Maybe I'll just leave it very messily. Whatever. I don't think I care. And I'm just gonna go for it. Oops! I accidentally... Ah! What have I done? Where did those 3 orange dots come from? You know what? It adds to it. Or that's not 3. I literally can't count. It's 4. Let me just clear this one off. Oh wait, I can't clear it off because then I'll just color in the shirt. We'll forget it. We'll leave it there. It's like a heart. We'll leave it there. We pretend we don't see it, huh? It's a Pocheators. Pocheator. Ooh. Pochita. Pochi dog. Yeah, there you go. Will he like it? I left a lot of it not colored, but like, I think I was meant to talk about how I wanted to design t-shirts with simple designs. I don't think I ever talked about it. It's okay, whatever. Mummy says time is money. The printers are hot and ready. Got the t-shirt? Interesting. I'm sure this will hit the mark with the kids. You've done your part. We never agreed on a price, but I'm sure 500 is more than enough. Time to show Mommy what I'm made of. Alright, now does that mean I'm going to see people wearing my t-shirt? Bud's Blazers. Be cool, look good. Oh, you can't even see the quote. You know what? It's okay. If you don't see the quote, that means you can't get spoiled. But it is pretty cool to see Pochita up there. For a store that says Blazers. He gave me a t-shirt to color in. I guess it's better than coloring a blazer. I guess that's probably what I'm going to call it. This is a very simple episode. Hopefully it's short, and hopefully it'll be easy to edit. Hopefully the next time I film this, I'll be more high energy, and I'll have more inspiration. I can't guarantee it. I've been in a funk. Just because of some real life, or not real life events. Well, real life events, yeah. I guess that's the best way to say it. So that's kind of keeping me down a little bit. And it's probably going to keep me down for a little bit because it's a long-term issue. But we're just going to keep on trucking. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for being patient with me. And I will see you next episode.